fruitful. Members have given me a lot of constructive comments, and this is a new chapter for exchange and interaction, and I've been enlightened in the session. I'm glad that every legislator was well prepared, active in asking questions, and we had very good exchange, and I learned from their constructive input. I have asked 3 questions. First, how to promote mainstream value that advocates loving Hong Kong and mainland China, that aligns with one country, 2 systems. 2, and how to develop Hong Kong into a higher education regional hub, as well as a question about infrastructure and development. I will look into the views and suggestions I've received, and I'll continue to explore different possibilities with legislators. Legislature has a constitutional status under the Basic Law and our Constitution, and every legislator is an important part of the establishment. This interactive exchange session has opened a new chapter of patriots administering Hong Kong. We need to create more value and strength using patriots administering Hong Kong, and there are 3 elements. We work together towards the same goal. We communicate to forge consensus. 3, when we tackle a problem, we see the details and see the general picture, and we consider different issues with the perspective of the nation as well as of the world. We also talked about the systemic relations in the 20th Congress report. First, to feel the pulse of micro perspectives, macro perspectives, primary conflicts, secondary conflicts, general relations, specific relations. We see the essence and substance through the phenomenon. That means we don't just look at the surface, we look at what's hiding inside. And we have innovative thinking, we have the bottom line thinking, and we think in a strategic way. I ask all patriots to bear these in mind so that we can work together to create a Hong Kong that is stable, prosperous, and the Hong Kong that will continue to develop. We will work together to create a force that will propel us towards success. I thank members for participating in the interactive exchange question and answer session so that we will work together in this new chapter. In addition, to promote high-quality development of the Greater Bay Area, tomorrow, Wednesday, and on Friday, I will visit Guangzhou and Shenzhen to visit an event organized by the Trade Development Council about a special week event. Tomorrow, I'll go to Guangzhou. It's a Hong Kong-Guangzhou Cooperation Week inauguration ceremony. It's organized by the TDC and the Commerce Department of Guangzhou that focuses on high-quality development. TDC and Guangdong Province work together to organize this event. The focus is to promote cooperation between Guangdong Province and Hong Kong. And the other one is a seminar to promote high-quality development in professional services. There will be discussions. On Friday, I'll go to Shenzhen to attend a flagship event under the Hong Kong-Shenzhen Cooperation Week. It's the Hong Kong Week. It will showcase products manufactured in Hong Kong and to help Hong Kong enterprises to tap into the huge potential mainland market. With a full opening of our borders, the GBA one-hour living circle enables us to travel within the area within 1 hour. I myself and the CS will travel to these places on the same day. That means we don't have to delegate our duties, and this will enhance efficiency, and this will at the same time promote development in the GBA. After the epidemic, we will put on our full throttle to catch up with our development and to catch up in different areas so that we can create more opportunities for Hong Kong, so that we can enhance Hong Kong's economic development and competitiveness. Now the floor is open for questions. Please raise your hand when you're named. Please introduce your media outlet. Remember to ask no more than 2 questions. First one on the right at the back, the third person, Gabriel. I'm from TVB. The government of the two sides want to cooperate when it comes to organ donation, but the authority identified irregularities. Will it affect the discussions of progress? And it's been close to 4 years after the anti-extradition bill saga. The government said that they would give us an update. What is the latest progress? Organ donation is an important issue. Patients who suffer from organ failure will benefit from organ donation. This is a life-saving cooperation mechanism we're talking about. Everywhere in the world, there is active promotion of organ donation to help those in need. We are no different. And a lot of lives have been saved because of organ donation, so we'll continue with our work. At the same time, we will continue to promote cooperation with the mainland. There have been cases that patients receive organ donation as a result of this cooperation. We're talking about Hong Kong patients having been saved. I strongly oppose to any attempt to undermine the altruistic purpose of organ donation. We notice an irregular amount of cancellation under the centralized organ donation register. Over half of the cancellations involve cases that was never registered in the first place. And there are also requests that are repeated cancellation requests. If someone hasn't even registered but asked to cancel the registration, I think it is dubious and suspicious. I strongly condemn such attempts to detract the value of this organ donation initiative. We should all condemn such an attempt because this is a disgrace. I've tasked the police to conduct investigations into these cases to see if the law has been broken. Regarding police investigation in criminal cases, the police have been acting in accordance with evidence, facts of the case. It will be unrealistic to stick to a so-called timetable. The police will act in accordance with the law and according to the facts of the case. I have full confidence on them, and I will leave it to them.
Next question on the left, the lady over there. Good morning, Chief Executive. I'm from the Hong Kong Economic Journal. The former Secretary for Transport and Housing, Professor Anthony Cheung, expressed skepticism about the $2 scheme, citing the strain on the government's finances. Will the government be reviewing the $2 scheme for public transport fare? Will the fare go up from $2 to $3 instead? Are you worried that some electoral members or those who favor the grassroots may be skeptical about the move? If there is no such consideration, what will the government do about the expenditure? Will there be new taxes to relieve the pressure on the finances? Now, on the pay rise for civil servants, some trade unions call for making up for the pay freezes in the past. Will the government consider this? Will there be a larger pay rise for civil servants to make civil service positions more attractive, to bring in more talent? Now, on the $2 scheme for public transport, there are diverse views out there. The government will consider them. At this stage, what matters is we have to look out for abuses. The figures show in some cases there are abnormal situations. For possible abuses, we need to deal with those cases in a serious way. There has to be clampdown actions with deterrence. There will be publicity. People know there is this $2 scheme. The scheme is for seniors. We provide this concession. But for those who deliberately abuse the system or trying to deceive us, this cannot be allowed. The relevant departments will step up their work, and I have requested them to do so. That is, in enforcement, step up the work. There will also be publicity. They make sure people make good use of the system instead of trying to abuse the system or engage in inappropriate behavior with the system. Now, the pay rise for civil service, there's a long-standing and effective system to deal with that matter, and we will follow the system. And we're almost out of time. We will take the last question on the right at the front, the gentleman over there.
Khan Chen from SCMP. Just want to add on the Anthony Jones point that you didn't really address. Will you review the system? Because his concern and other lawmakers' concern is that it will snowball into a bigger financial burden for future generations. Do you agree that this system should have a control, such as maybe adding the pay fare to $3 so to reduce the government's burden? And also, the plan that we have reported that you plan to visit some Asian countries in July. What's your expectation of these trips? And are you going to meet some people specific in this trip, planned trip? Thank you.
In regard to this elderly fare concession scheme, I have heard different opinions about how the system can be improved. Of course, we will take all these opinions into consideration. But I think what is most important at this stage to ensure that the system is not abused. Because looking at the spending patterns in some of the cases, there are suspicions that there are abusive acts. And it is important that we will step up enforcement action so that all the abusers are properly dealt with, so that we will have a strong deterrent effect to ensure that people really make good use of the fare concession scheme. I have asked the relevant departments to step up enforcement action. But equally, I think they should step up education campaign as well, so that everybody will make good use of the system. As regard my visits overseas, I have, since I have taken office and on the resumption of normal travel, been making a lot of visits to promote Hong Kong, to raise Hong Kong's attraction and competitiveness, and to develop business opportunities for Hong Kong, and, of course, to sell Hong Kong. I have been receiving very positive responses in all these visits, so all the visits will continue, not just by me, but my colleagues. So officials from the government will be making visits to different places, to some countries in Europe, to some countries in the Middle East, and some countries in the Asia-Pacific region. And, of course, we have been making a lot of visits to different cities in the mainland. We will make use of all opportunities to develop the Hong Kong market for the benefit of Hong Kong. I will be making visits overseas in the coming months as well, as things are being planned out, and we have to wait for some details to be confirmed. So we will make an announcement when all these details are ironed out and confirmed. Thank you very much.
今次嘅提問時間到呢度，多謝大家。
We will stop here. Thank you.